select few other people may want to join. I'll be rather selective. Time for a double. What happened essentially that got me pretty ticked off was Ryan is going around telling people that I owe him money. Ruff is a little bitch boy that wants to fight another man's fight and come over here and imply that I owe Ryan money and then declare that my behavior is unacceptable. So we're going to talk a little bit about his behavior and money and me. Ryan's just the icing on the cake. Allegedly, I owe him for something that King Chow Chow paid for, which was a copyright strike on Bow. I don't fucking know. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. But that just is even more indicative that there was no agreement. But I can actually prove that there was no agreement. But Ryan's saying I agreed to pay him for the costs that he incurred for doing a copyright strike on Bow. And it's very deceptive by Ryan. But Ruff co-signed his bullshit. So my main problem is with Ruff, actually. Because I think that's the biggest problem in our society is when grown men want to fight grown men's fights for them. Wanted to come in here acting like a fucking little gossiping bitch and fight Ryan's fight for him. Acting like a fucking some sort of tax collector. Like he's the... Dude, you ain't shit outside of YouTube, bruh. You're pretty cool on YouTube. That's about it. In real life, you're a bitch. It's not a lot of money for the copyright strike, but where the shit really is, let's talk about Ruff raising money on my behalf. I can tell you, I never saw a dime of never saw a dime of that money. So if you contributed to Ruff or Jim or Ryan or anyone else on my behalf, you got scammed. So I have a duty to report this because it involves me. But I don't give two shits about them people personally. I know they live their lives through the scope of YouTube. I live in real life. You see? I don't have to fucking hide. Never did. I live in real life, bruh. Little fucking hipster bitch. So you wanna come around here stirring up fucking drama, Ruff? I bet you won't fucking show your face again. And I bet you're gonna act like you're taking some sort of moral high ground. Nah, dude, you're just a fucking fraud. And until you show how much fucking money you raised in my name on my behalf and where that money went for tax purposes, there's not really a conversation to be had. Bottom line is I didn't see a fucking dollar of it, and I didn't expect a dollar of it. Ruff offered to split the monetization for the video he made about me. I denied it. I didn't want it. Paying people to creators because of words. No, I'm not paying. I'm not playing that game. I never fucking agreed. Ryan's telling people I agreed, and he's convoluting a conversation. When he first brought it up to me, I was rather confused about the whole concept. I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. But he assured me it was free. So let's start there. He assured me it was free. I've made it very clear from the very beginning. I'm not looking to spend any money to sue Bao. Like my vendetta is not with Bao. It's with maybe YouTube and maybe the government. Right? It's not with a fucking YouTuber. No, I didn't agree. And you're gonna have to fucking prove it because you're a fucking liar. So until you can fucking come back with proof on another fucking name, you're not welcome here, buddy. Show your fucking words are bullshit here, right? Lying fucking youngblood. You're full of shit, dude. You're full of fucking shit. And you can convolute the situation even more to try and maintain your plausible deniability, but I'm not gonna let you. You got no fucking voice here, buddy. You're a fucking fraud. I never agreed to pay it. Never agreed to fucking pay it, you lying ass bitch. So when you first brought it up, the conversation went something to the nature of it's free. It doesn't cost anything. And then you did mention something about money. And I did say something about potentially King Chow Chow covering it because it involves Bao. And I did mention that I do have resources to get money from if I absolutely had to, if it was something that had to be done. Right? But we never made an agreement, you lying ass bitch. And I also said I have to fucking beg and borrow to fucking eat. And I'm not going to fucking compromise my resources to fund your fucking stupid ass YouTube antics. Now you positioned yourself all along to be like you're helping me. Yeah, Youngblood's a fucking fraud. And then aside from that, he hit up King Chow Chow right after he hit up me for the money. He did ask me for the money. It's on this phone right here. I did take screenshots of it, but I just read it. And if anyone needs confirmation, I can prove it. But he did say, speaking of Cash App, can you send me some money? And then the next message says for filing fees. And I responded on a live stream to him. And I can pull all that up too if we need to. But my response was something to the nature of, no, I don't have money for that shit. And he knew he didn't say that, oh, we had an agreement or anything like that. He went and fucking tattled on me to his fucking little handler Ruff. He's fucking riding Ruff's nuts hard. He knows he's a powerless little bitch. So he went and told Ruff that I owe him money for filing fees. Well, just a few minutes after he hit me up for the money, King Chow Chow had it paid. I've got the whole conversation, bro. And you convoluted that aspect of that conversation too. What'd you say? There was a disconnect somewhere, and he said he can't pay or something like that. No, there was never a disconnect. I never agreed. The fucking lie is you made up the fucking lie that I agreed to pay. And then you're going around telling King Chow Chow and Ruff that I didn't uphold my agreement. You're a lying ass bitch, dude. I never agreed to pay, and I can fucking prove it. Because I got the fucking conversation. All of it. There was never an agreement to pay. And I tell you what, if you pay me enough, I'll fucking prove it to you that you're a fucking false claiming lying bitch, but the burden of proof's on you, motherfucker. Time's ticking. Tick tock, bitch. You know what? I don't even care if you're a fraud. You're just not going to use me for your fraud. That's where we got a problem. There's a lot of fraud out there. I'm not a social justice warrior. I'm not going to save the fucking world. But you're not going to use me for your fraud. I promise. Not the government, not you, not your buddies. Well, let's talk about, Ruff, how much money was donated to you in my name? How much did you tell people to donate? Or how much did you get people to donate to you on behalf of me? How much did you bring in? And I already know what fucking stupid ass fucking card you're gonna play. Because I told Ruff in private, look, man, because he said he was gonna have to front the money, the gas money. That was the only conversation we really had. He was gonna have to front the gas money to get me to Colorado. Because I was gonna come up with it. I had a way. It was in line. I just didn't have the money yet. And I was under the impression he was going along with Jim Freedom. I had no idea Ruff was going to bail out at the last minute. But I didn't know. I don't know anything about all their private conversations, setting this shit up, what was agreed upon. I didn't have anything to do with it. I wasn't in tune with it or anything. All I knew was Jim Freedom was going to get me to court. And it started getting really fucking late, so I started packing up my own car. And when I was getting ready to pull out, his ass pulled in. And then Ruff said he wasn't going. Ruff allegedly gave him like $400 to cover gas and whatever expenses. Jim hit me up later for even more money. But Ruff did fundraising on my behalf for that shit. And I know he brought in more than $400, which leads me to my next point about DMA. Fuck it. We'll fucking jump all the way out the window today. How much money did DMA raise to bond me out of jail? I know it wasn't exactly $500. I know he didn't take anything out of his pocket. What I was able to gather from it, it was more than $1,500, but less than $2,000. So DMA got paid $1,000 to bail me out of jail. Let's talk about the fucking money. Let's talk about the money. Who owes who money? Agreements. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about why we need government. No honorable man out there any fucking more. You can't have a fucking handshake agreement. You can't have a word of fucking mouth. You gotta have shit written down on fucking paper or recorded when you're dealing with these fucking fraudsters who have a love for fucking money. They're just greedy, money-hungry little bitches. How much we talking? I got no clue. I never had my hand in it. I never saw any of it. I know I did benefit by way of, if you want to call benefit, right? It cost me a lot of fucking money, like somewhere upwards of like $800. That trip, that Jim got paid $400. Like what the fuck, dude? Shit got real fucking goofy when it came to money and fundraising and using my situation for it. So I don't have a fucking clue how much money we're talking. I never saw how much fucking money DMA raised, but I know it wasn't exactly $500, and I know he didn't take anything out of his pocket, or we wouldn't have heard the end of it. Like, I got time for this shit. I'm fighting real fucking demons. Y'all are some weak ass little fucking wannabe demons. Fucking rough. The fucking grifter exposer ended up fucking getting caught up in a fraud himself. You know, so I kept my mouth shut when shit got weird around all that money. Because, like I said, you know, if you're gonna fraudsters are gonna fraud. If you're gonna fucking fraud, that's fine. Just don't involve me in your fraud. That's the fucking line. That's the line with me. What's up, Christos? OTW's watching. There's 45 people in here. There's got other people restreaming, I guess. So, yeah, hot topic, I guess. I don't want to be dealing with this shit. All these big channels are co-opted somehow. For sure. For sure, Gary. Ruff was giving me some really fucking bad legal advice, too, by the way. It would have got me in a lot of fucking trouble if I would have trusted that motherfucker. The thing I trust me. Oh, thanks for the raid, man. Appreciate it. Shout out to the OTW crew. OD Dubs. Spelled OATY. OD Dub. I think that was coined by a Wobbly Boost. I can't get it out of my head. Wobbly Boost is an OG. He's been around these fucking Patriots with a Y, Pay, Patriots for a long time. It's all about money with them. They don't give a fuck about truth or state of society. They're all fucking death worshippers, Satanists, wannabe demons. But yeah, brief synopsis if you didn't hear. Fucking little punk bitch boys, pussy boys. Trying to use me for their fraud. Got caught. And Ryan's only hope, which will never happen, is proving that there was an agreement. There absolutely was not an agreement. And I can prove there wasn't. But Yeah, Ruff came at me on behalf of Ryan. Came at me twisted and got wrapped up like a fucking pretzel. Got his fucking dick in his mouth right now. I'm like, what are you doing, Ruff? You ain't got shit else to do. You know you're watching. Be a big boy. Use your words. Articulate yourself, pussy. Like, it was fishy from the beginning. Like he knew about me when the shit with me and Sam Joaquin was happening, but he didn't stand on morals or principles then. He was a fucking sellout bitch until it didn't work out for him. And then he wanted to fucking use me to act like he's got fucking the high ground over San Joaquin. He's just another fucking dirtbag, just like him. Why Bao is a fraudster too? Yeah, yeah. Bao's just Bao's fucking Bao. He's fucking parasite, but they exist in the world. What are you gonna do? They're all around us. Muddy the waters and create content for another YouTuber. Yeah. No, I'm not muddying the waters. I've been live for 23 minutes. I don't know if you were talking to me, but I it may not have been directed on me. Oh yeah, capitalize on Mitch like the others. Yeah, wasn't directed at me, but yeah, exactly. That's all it is. And I saw that shit coming with Ruff from the beginning because he was, trying to fucking convince me that Kate Peter is a good person. Like, dude, what the fuck ever. It might have been good for a narrative that you were pushing, but now I see. Now I see what's going on here. And he would actually always defend James Freeman too. Ironically, I think he's got a little bromance there. In Arizona, yeah. No, I'm in college. Oh wait, one thing Ruff knows is the process and rules and laws in Arizona. Not really. He doesn't. He doesn't. He just is good at looking shit up on the internet. He doesn't know shit. He's a fucking idiot. But he researches shit and then he obsesses over that topic, you know, and makes himself sound smart. But no, he doesn't know the fucking law. Like this paralegal lawyer bullshit, dude. All he's got is AI. It's always good until it's not. Yeah, exactly. What's up, Chucky? So you are saying money was collected for you and was not given to you? Yeah, none of it was given to me. Some of it arguably was used on my behalf. I don't fucking know. Well, I do know Ruff gave. Well, I don't even know if this is true. I never saw it, but I know Ruff gave Jim money. I think it was said claimed to be $400 to drive me to Colorado, which cost him and his little 4-cylinder, 3-cylinder Veloster, or what the fuck ever it is. Wouldn't it cost? I mean, in my 8-cylinder gas, I can make it to Arizona and back from Colorado, from Boulder to there, and on less than $150 on my 8-cylinder. I paid for the hotel room, which was basically a complete waste. I paid for food. Um, The motherfucker refused to eat the free food at the hotel, so I had to buy him food on the way home, sort of thing. But yo, what's up, Paul?
What's up, motherfucker?
Oh shit, I can't hear you. Hold on, my bad.
Oh man, what's going on, bro? I saw you in the list.
You're not even on the list.
No, I'm saying I saw you on the live list. There's another list.
I thought you said you're not even on the list. No, you're not on my shit list anymore either.
Oh, that's good news. Yeah, you're right. There is a secondary list. I should have checked that one first. That's good to know.
Yeah, no, I'm glad to see you're doing well, man. I'm happy for you.
Yeah, I'm getting there. You know, again, this is just more fodder for the idea of we're all our own worst enemies. You know, that philosophy that I've come to, I guess, be part of the revelation of. You know, it's very unslavian, Talcottian, whatever adjective you'd like to use. But yeah, I mean, I'd complain, but nobody would give a fuck, and I don't blame them. You know, we do it to ourselves, and we dig ourselves in deep, and then we gotta dig out of the hole, right? You muted yourself, man.
Yeah, I was about to take a hit. I know you can.
Fuck it. Go ahead and hit it.
All right.
Know?
Yeah, I know
mute
you
it.
can talk. Yeah.
We're hanging out here, you know. We're out in the open. We're uncensored. We're live. We're raw and uncut. So what was going on, bro? I don't mean to, you know. I just basically came in to, you know, bust your balls a little bit, see what was up, you know, check in, so to speak. What do you got going on? You still got that nonsense with the court where they're pushing that narrative, whatever it is that you headbutted the lady. I don't know. I don't want to laugh, but it's like, look at the life we're living, man. You know, it's not like you can't go to jail and then sit there and go, this is all ridiculous. It's absurd.
Yeah, I mean, worst case scenario, I'm looking at like 750 days in jail. But
750?
Yeah, like 250 plus 18 months, whatever that is.
Yeah, I mean, you know how that goes though. Like they're always going to run the number up to try to get you to cop out. They either got it or they don't, you know.
Yeah, I don't think they got it.
So are you going down for the whole thing as far as like, you know, you're not copping anything, you didn't do it and you're standing on that?
Yeah, I just wrote them my official demand letter for $3.1 million before I
oh shit.
before I let a jury decide how much it's worth. But,
so what's up with your attorney guy, man? I mean, you know, I know you're gonna like most things when you get pissed at me, you'll try to use it against me later, but I'm not above, you know, working with somebody who wants to like do what's true, what's right to at least get a process down. And you pretty much got that already. So what's up with that? Like why not hit that guy up and go, you know, or use his methods and you know, take the process through based on something that's already tried and true.
Well, I will. I essentially use that template to create my demand letter, and so if they don't, I gave them 30 days to respond. If they don't want to enter into mediation, which I might even have the lawyer enter in on my behalf for that. But especially if it goes to a jury trial, I'll certainly let a lawyer take it from there.
It really is fucked up though, that like it just, you know, I guess it's, I don't know if it's my pride or whatever, but that thing in me goes, we shouldn't have to, nor do I like even want to really have to appeal to somebody, you know, with a bar card or whatever to get quote unquote justice done. I mean, that's the problem, right? Like regardless of how long we may have to go to jail at some point, the problem is that we can't get remedy or relief without playing into state actor, you know, licensee corporate procedures. It's you know, I complain, but again, we all know the deal, right? This is fucking fascism. Welcome to fascism.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's bullshit. And so I'm trying to keep them out of the process, much like on the criminal aspect of it. Like if it eventually goes to trial, which I doubt they'll ever let it get to that point, but if it does, I'll let a lawyer enter in at that point. But they'll just use that to cut me out of the process until then.
Right. And that's another thing is, is it really a win if you're not part of the process and you didn't get remedy and relief and someone always has to come in? It's not losing. It's just about at what point do we go, because again, on the other side, I'm like, and again, maybe this is just me wanting to take the easy way out. They want to throw shit out and play technicalities to not have to compensate. So it's cool. We get the dismissal. They don't have that power no more to put everyone in fear. We have that process. But then it's like, how do you get them on record that they did wrong and that they got to compensate to stop them from continuing to do it? Because unfortunately with Mammon and Molech, the agents of such, and even then they don't necessarily always stop. But their deterrent is we're going to get hit in the pocket. Someone's going to get hit in the pocket and we're going to get demoted, right? And again, unfortunate, but in fascism, the only way people learn or stop doing wrong is when they got to pay a fucking bill.
Unfortunately, that's what matters to them. I mean, it doesn't really matter to me. I'm more along the lines of what you preach is, like injunctive relief or whatever, getting shit changed, maybe suing for a fucking dollar just for a purpose, but whatever, $20, but it's not even really about the money, but sometimes that's where you gotta, I guess that's where you gotta hit them to wake them up. That's the language they speak.
We're back to pimping, right? If you want to get a hoe in line, you got to check her fucking pockets. That's breaking a hoe. You got to go in her pockets and take what she's got that she made off ill-gotten gains, not getting under the proper program. It just, I guess it carries over. The logic or non-logic carries over. But the worldly part of me, I guess you could say, the fleshly part says, hey, I'll monetize my own enslavement. If you want to keep putting me in a box and I'll get dismissals, then you just got to pay me every time you do it. I mean, there's nothing necessarily to me demonic or evil or wrong about that. Stop putting me in the box and then you won't have to pay. And it's not even you guys paying. It's the fucking taxpayer slaves who can't get enough of their slave system that they're funding, right? So they're the reason this is happening because they keep voting and paying for it. So guys like me and you could get put in a box or be played with and have the system used against us, and then they got to foot the bill because they want to support demo crazy, right? I don't support any of this crap. I think the majority of it could go away tomorrow, and now that's the new topic: is Donnie's going to come in and it's all going to go away tomorrow because they finally realized it's all unjust, and I believe that when I see it. But maybe people are making enough noise and not paying enough tax anymore that they're losing face and they're going to have to kind of go off in the sunset or refocus.
Yeah, which is, that would be ideal. I mean, that's all I can hope is if they follow their own rules, then we'd probably be all right.
The guy in chat says, how do you expect a fair trial in their town against their town? Well, because in everyone's heart, as weird as this sounds, there's a level of what's right is what's right. I don't care if it's your own brother, your father, your mother, whoever. When you are about truth and honor, like they like to say, the honorable such and such, that's when you turn to whoever you've known forever and say, listen, bro, I'd love to help you out, but I'm not going to put my credibility and integrity on the line to be complicit in wrongdoing because you fucked up. You fucked up. Now pay the bill. You know the rules, right? That's any organization. I don't even care if the mafia, the lowest level of supposed honorable underworld criminal association. They all understand that there's a code, there's rules, and if you're a good man, you're going to follow them. If you're part of this organization, you're going to follow them. When you don't, you get fucking punitive actions, right? You get punishment. So I don't see the difference, right? Like how we know each other and what town we're part of should not matter. And of course, look at me even pretending that folks would be honorable and good faith and be oriented toward justice rather than favoritism and nepotism, and corporatism, of course, because it's all about them making more money and doing more fraud.
Yeah, and I think where a lot of people fail is to, come with equity, so they never receive equity. So I think I'm learning how to do that, to come with fairness and reasonability or whatever the proper term would be, and I think that's going to allow me to make more progress than sitting there being pissed off and, you know, beating a dead horse, you know? It's like, I'm fighting nothing, nobody. They don't care. It's not like you're going to change their mind. You know, they got a purpose. And so it was a great test and challenge and teacher to go against that. But now I'm learning that we just got to figure out a way to make our claim for wrongdoing and move on, you know?
Yeah, I think it's a test and a challenge like anything else, you know, because I think that at the root of most of this stuff is a fear that it's not going to change, that we didn't get what we deserve, that, you know, we're missing out on something that they did wrong and it's never going to come to light. But then we're trying to play God again, right? So it's always the same lesson that anger is a cover for fear, and the fear is there because you're lacking faith. If you move into faith and just do the right thing, that potentially can mitigate, you know, those fears and lack of faith is where I believe it stems from. And a belief that, you know, because part of the belief of faith is that nothing's going to be done unless we do it. You know, like, unless I do X, Y, Z, it's not ever going to change. And it's like, no, God's working some way, somehow. The universe is ordering all this stuff some way, somehow. I think it's just above our comprehension, you know, like how that could be possible, how it could work with everyone and nobody all at the same time and be beginning and the end, with us just kind of apprehending and choosing or not. And either way, it's all going to go to the same place. Like historically, it always does. It always, the same themes come up, the same play is played out, right? Actors are called forth to fill the positions on both sides. And then somehow, some way, we wind up in the same position all over again, right? We're just playing out some fucking loop over and over again from the beginning to the end of time. So that always fascinates me. And it gives me a level of faith, you know, that I'm just a player in a bigger sort of role here and system.
Yeah, but I think it shines a light on the importance of what you've been able to accomplish over in your space, and you know, it looks like you're starting to be able to translate that more into real life too. Just building a community, because you know, what leads me to recognize the importance of that is I start to go crazy out here. I really miss these conversations, you know, because I start to feel so isolated, and you know, it's good to connect with people who are like-minded. It's really important, I think, for us to continue to innovate and take things to the next level and think of new ideas and get better and sort of challenge each other, and you know, in good faith though, you know. But yeah, it's important. I hope to get some property out of this, and it's going to be open to anyone who's honorable and willing to take accountability and responsibility for their wrongs, because we all make mistakes. But
so then, are you not going to be allowed there?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, there's a high standard, so it's possible. Right?
The standard is so high, no one's allowed there. Not me, not Mitchell, no one.
Except the animals.
Right. Yeah. If I property, let the animals live there because it's up to the standard of community. What a fucking concept, huh? Yeah, well, I mean, we could joke, but there's some truth in every jest, right? And at the core of that revelation is the realization of why this whole system is existing and moving the way it is, to teach everyone through a negative polarity how to be more honorable and care for themselves and respect themselves and, you know, elevate integrity above comfort and all the rest of it. You know, it really is sort of the dark side of the force being our greatest father or teacher, you know, Star Wars style.
What up, Freestyle? Good to see you down there, man. But yeah, it's working just exactly how it's supposed to, isn't it?
All right, I'm gonna jump out of here, man. I'll listen for a few more minutes, most likely, as most I think do. You know, once they jump off, and See if you go directly into shit talking me. I doubt it. But yeah, man, I might jump on later, do an hour or so. It's been 3 or 4 days, and I'm getting the itch. You know, I'm not feeling too bad today. So
yeah, proper instruction motivates people. If you guys get a chance, head on over there. Yeah, it'd be good to see you, man. I know you're doing you first, so it's awesome. You look a lot healthier. You sound healthier. So yeah, I'm happy for you, man. Keep it up.
yeah, we all got to do that, man. Take some me time. You know, get your shit rebalanced and refocused. All right, Mitchell, I appreciate you, bro. Blessings.
Yeah, man. Likewise.
I'll send you a check for the advertisement.
Right on. Peace, bro. Checks in the mail. So yeah, right on. That's cool to see. It really is. But I should probably keep it short, honestly. I mean, I'll drop the link in case anyone else wants to come up. But I'll probably leave this one up. This one's important to me. You know, I gave them all a chance to respond. You know, Ruff ghosted me. He didn't respond, not in chat or in text. So fuck him. I'll sit here and eat my guacamole and have a smoke, have another cigarette if things don't take off by then. I'll go ahead and I'm feeling complete, brothers and sisters. Much love, much love.